Welcome back. Today on Dialed In DIY, we're making a power safe. Well, at least a way to keep your power extensions safer. With this quick and inexpensive build, you can actually help to prevent accidental or intentional disconnections of power, as well as keeping curious little hands away from getting shocked. I do love trying to come up with new ways to use materials for a completely different purpose than they were intended, and today is no different. We're actually going to be using a 3-inch drain pipe and two 3-inch drain caps. The actual technique needed for this build is not very difficult. There's going to be a couple of basic cuts like getting this 6-inch piece of drain pipe, and then we're going to cut a notch in just a minute and then use a drill. And that's going to be about the extent of the difficult part of the process. So you can see it's really pretty easy. We're just going to draw out the dimensions for the notch that we're going to cut, and there's only two things that go into the measurement for this. One, make sure it is a little bit longer down the side of the pipe than the drain cap will go itself, and wide enough to accommodate whatever extension cord or power cord that you want to put through there. Just to give you an idea of the price you're going to get into, I bought a 10-foot section of this drain pipe, and to cut out 6 inches of it only costs about 40 cents if you're paying full retail at one of the big hardware stores. For this particular demonstration, I'm using a handsaw for all of my cuts just to show how easy it is and to prove that you don't really need to use much of any kind of a special tool to make something that actually works out really effective. I do consider this next step to be pretty important because you want to make sure you get all the rough and or sharp edges off of this little notch that you just cut so that you don't damage the power cords that you're running through them. It's good enough to make sure that you've got your power locked down, but it's no help if you end up damaging the wires and exposing them once you've got them locked away. At this point, you've pretty much got the hardest part of the build out of the way, so let's see how this is going to look once we have it all assembled. I'm showing here how you can use your extension cord and a plug sticking straight out the side, and it will accommodate quite nicely down inside of there with the two cables sticking out the side. Later, I'm going to show you how to do it the same way, adding a wall wart onto that extension cord. Right now we only have the appearance of security because the two end caps are not held in place, but we're going to take care of that to make sure that there is not an easy way to access our connected cables. I'm going to use PVC cement on one of the end caps in just a moment, and on the other end, the end where the notch is, we're going to secure everything with a 4-inch machine screw. If your curiosity is getting the better of you, you may be wondering what the blue painter tape is for. Well, there's a very good reason for that. I'm actually going to paint these parts before I assemble everything, but there are parts that I do not want to get paint on because of the adhesive or the cement that I'm going to be using. I really loved the finished look I got with these metallic paints, but before you can use those, you do need to give these PVC kind of products a good primer coat first. I'm using PVC cement to put the end cap on the one end of the pipe that does not have the notch, and if you've ever tried to pull apart two pieces of PVC that were held together with this kind of cement, you know just how strong this is going to be attached. Make sure to follow the instructions on your particular can of PVC cement and then let it dry really well before you put your new power cord lockbox into effect. I not only really loved the final look of this build, but actually, from a functionality standpoint, this is great because you can use it over and over again. Now, in order to keep any prying hands away from your connected power, all you have to do is slot it down inside and put the second end cap in place, then add your screw and a nut. Before I put the nut on though, I did use these rubber washers that were good thickness because it really helps to keep things locked into place and makes it very difficult for someone to loosen just by using their fingers. If they really wanted to get it apart, they could grab some tools and do it, but that's a little bit more work than most people are willing to do. Now, people can't easily mess with your power connections or accidentally kick them apart. Even better, you also can't have a problem with children or pets accidentally getting their fingers, teeth, or claws stuck in something that could give them quite a shock. Hey, thank you very much for stopping by Dialed In DIY today and checking out my power safe video. If you liked it or got something out of it, please let me know by clicking that thumbs up below. Also, if you'd like to see other videos like this, please feel free to check through some of my playlists. I'd also love it while you're here if you could go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and then come on back in the future because there's plenty more Dialed In DIY to come.